Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. So here on the 4-hour chart, Cardano got to my third wave target for the much bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup that we are tracking. We got to the 1618 and we found resistance there, meaning that for the time being, we're expecting a fourth wave move to the downside. The support for that is between 56.2 cents and 54.4 cents. During this correction, in my opinion, we should stay above the moving average right there on the 4-hour RSI, because if we do not, this could easily turn into a much bigger move to the downside, which could put us back to 47 cents. So if we manage to hold above the trend line and if we manage to hold above support, then we're still expecting a fifth wave to the upside, and the target for that has to be maybe around this high right here or even that high. So we kind of have to break above, let's say, 61.7 cents or so to break out of the downtrend, and then that's going to complete a much bigger first. After that, we're going to need an ABC structure for the second wave move down, which should not really take too long. It should maybe take like 1 day or so, and if the second wave move down manages to respect support levels, then I will be able to confirm that the low right there is in and that we are not going to go any lower. So for the time being, if you look at the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, it's still at the trend line, which is a very good sign. Today is Saturday, so we only have to wait one more day to close in that area, and then after this week, and after we hopefully close above the trend line, we should get a move to the upside next week, which could even put us at the bull market support band, or at the very least maybe at the moving average right there on the weekly RSI. So the altcoins are going up right now, but Bitcoin is not, and I think that's a very good thing, because this means that Bitcoin dominance might actually start going down. As you can see, we got rejected by the 200-day moving average yet again. So what we need to do on this chart right now is break below the moving average on the RSI, and then hopefully we could focus on getting to maybe 45 to 41% by January. If that happens, well, first of all, to actually confirm that an altcoin season has started, we need to break below this low right here, or I'm sorry, this support zone, which is at 56%, and then after that, Bitcoin dominance is probably going to start breaking down. Going to the 4-hour chart on the Bitcoin chart, yesterday I talked about this scenario of us getting another low in the C wave, and I believe that scenario is still valid because we did not quite get to my 1618 target when we went down here, but I do have to say that we might not get to $98,000 this week, just because Bitcoin cannot really afford to get to that level right now, because if we get to, let's say, $98,000 or even $95,000 and we close below the trend line right there on the weekly RSI, it could be a sign that maybe the bull market is over. But obviously, I said this yesterday, if we close below the trend line for 1 week, it's okay, because that's pretty much exactly what we did over there as well. But I don't really want to see that. I would much rather see Bitcoin close above the trend line, and then if we do, then we could finally get a move next week. So yeah, on the 4-hour chart, if we do get to $98,000, it should most likely happen next week, and it should be a very fast wick, and then after that, we could get maybe to the 200-day moving average and then above the bull market support band. Going to the daily chart on the ADA chart, there are some good news here. We got above the moving average on the daily RSI, which I believe is a very good sign, but just like we did over here and over here and over here and over here, this could be a fake out. So what we need to do right now is get a correction and test the moving average, and hopefully this time we stay above it, and if we do, that could give us a pretty significant move to the upside. Going to the weekly chart on the Cardano chart, we still have the scenario that maybe we could get to 47 cents next, just so we could test the trend line right there on the RSI. If we do that, I think it's gonna be okay as long as we close above it. That's pretty much exactly what we did in this area and what we did over there as well, and even during the bear market right here. Although it was a bear market, we actually got to the trend line, which was a pretty significant move to the upside from 75 cents to about $1.25. Before that, it was right here during the pandemic drop, and even right there when we got to about, let's say, 3 cents after dropping from like 10 cents. So getting to the trend line would be the best thing to do right now, but obviously if Cardano does not want to drop any lower, then we are probably not gonna test it, and it's okay. But even if we do not test it, what we need to do right now is get back above the bull market support band and hopefully get a big move to the upside, so we could also get another cross on the bull market support band, and then after that we could finally focus on getting above the 0.618 resistance level of the previous all-time high, which is at $1.22. As you can see, this is where we got rejected many times in the past, and I think once we actually manage to bottom on the Bitcoin chart, and after Bitcoin finally manages to, get above the bull market support band, That could happen just because we're expecting Bitcoin dominance to break down in November like it always does. But like I said yesterday, this can only happen if Ethereum manages to break all-time highs and if it manages to hold the 0.618 support level at $2,900. If we actually hold this level, then we could finally get a fifth wave to the upside, which is gonna break all-time highs. And usually, like I said, once the Ethereum chart breaks all-time highs, that's when the altcoin season starts. So that's what we're waiting for. Keep in mind, on the Ethereum chart, we got to the oversold territory on the daily for the first time since we were down here in this area at around $1,400. So I think this is a very good sign, but for the time being, like I said, to confirm that we have bottomed, we kind of have to get above the bull market support band at least, which is at $4,000, and then above that high right there at $4,700, and then we could focus on maybe getting between $6,600 and $8,000 for the fifth wave to the upside. I also want to talk about the much bigger time frame on the ADA chart because I believe this is also looking pretty okay, at least in my opinion. We have respected the 0.618 support level right here for the B wave of the much bigger third wave about 5 times, and each time we did that we bounced, and that's pretty much exactly what we did in 2024 as well. We got to the exact same levels and then we actually had a move to the upside in November. Like I said many times, this move again happened in November, and this move right here also happened in November, so please remember that November is usually a very good month for Cardano, and if everything goes well, we could still get to maybe $3.50 in the third wave of the third wave. I know I said many times that this needs to happen by the end of November, but obviously that's probably not gonna play out, so yes, my prediction is gonna be wrong again, at least my timed prediction, but even if it's gonna be wrong, I believe that getting to like $3.50 is still possible, and if everything goes well, after we get the ABC for the fourth wave move down, and after we respect support levels, we could get a fifth wave to the upside, and that could even put us between $5 to $8, but again, for the millionth time, this can only happen if Bitcoin dominance starts breaking down. If Bitcoin dominance decides to just go sideways like it has been doing for the last couple of weeks, then nothing is gonna happen and Cardano is not gonna get to all-time highs anytime soon. But I think we're very close to getting something because, first of all, like I said, we got rejected by the bull market support band over here and by the 200-day moving average. But also, if you look at the daily chart right here, we got to the overbought territory in that area, and the last time we got to the overbought territory on the daily, on the RSI, was right there at 66%, and then after that we had a pretty significant move to the downside. So again, I think we could be very close to getting the third wave of the third wave. If we do get it, then it should be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. Please remember that in 2017, back in November, Cardano was still at like 2 cents, and after that it still went to like 130 cents, and this only happened because that's when Bitcoin dominance actually started breaking down. And I think we're gonna continue going up in December and January, and Cardano is probably gonna find a top in January like it did back there in 2017. So we'll see if this plays out or not, but that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.